blur that out. His family was afraid because of how they were being treated. Prem shared with me, and maybe you might to share this, that he used to feel ashamed and embarrassed and scared for his mother to be seen at school in her traditional clothing. I just remember how proud and good Prem felt that day, and we talked about this.
This rapper guy seems pretty dedicated.
To overcome those feelings of fear, of judgment, and embarrassment, all that stuff that was imposed upon him at such a young age, he said he had to actually work pretty hard to get over all that. And now he's proud of that. He told me just this morning, he used to wear American suits to Indian weddings. But now since he's worked on, all this probably trauma of people making him feel afraid his whole life because of his traditional clothing, and his mom's clothing, and his dad's clothing, that he's gonna overcome that now. And just for that to all be sort of made it to the butt of a joke, they're dressed like this. This is away from graveside service. Why are they dressed like this? In a silly hate edit video, Lima's first video back ever, I uncovered, and other people are now uncovering on their own independently, that Lima didn't tell the truth about the drugs in Amanda Rad's system and about her cause of death. That's not the only thing she didn't tell the truth about, and it's all documented. And her first video back ever to address those things makes somebody else's culture the butt of a joke, and that ain't the only place she did it. There's another part of the video.
Damn, son.
Featuring another content creator, who's TikTok is where I found out about it.
Bruh,
She is a very fierce activist.
This needs to be discussed right now. This DJ investigates women has broken down how she came to find out about the woman that is in the video, the one that helped Amanda from beginning to end.
I'm sure she has all kinds of things going on in her life, but she's made it a point to make lots of videos about this subject, trying to see some type of investigation, some type of justice for Amanda Rad. And I really appreciate all the work that she's done to amplify my story and to find her own investigations as well. I really appreciate it. And Lima would have picked up this showerhead showering on her. I didn't notice it at first, but now I'm realizing Lima thinks this is a shower cap. That's not a shower cap, girl. So just call it bonnet. You put it on your hair to protect it from things like dehydration and heat damage and just damage sprays, all kinds of. It's good for your hair. It's usually made out of satin or silk. But it's very obvious to me that Lima doesn't spend a whole lot of time looking into and respecting other people's culture. Because maybe then she would know a little bit of something about some Ayurvedic oils to put in her hair and wrap it up in a bonnet because then her ends would look so crispy.
Yeah.
But it's clear to me she don't know what a bonnet is.
She doesn't. Her hair is dead.
We're coming from that. Maybe I should look into something about being attacked derogatorily and discriminatorily towards you making fun of what I wear on my head simply because I'm black. Because ain't that the type of person you was working with that met with an untimely demise in your case?
Making other people's culture the butt of a joke in the land of the free because you're in a fight with me instead of addressing Amanda Rad's cause of death on that video. Then she said in the video, oh, I'm going to take the next couple weeks and address these rumors.
In the next few weeks, I'm going to be taking the time to respond to everything that's being said about me online. I really appreciate all of the support. Thank you guys. Bye.
I'm talking about this for months. Your first video back is a thing one edit. Little jokes calling me a devil because I have a unicorn in my room. That's cute. But let's just call it what it is. They compiled a bunch of people saying a bunch of stuff about the devil that showed me.
I told you that the unicorns are symbolic.
Y'all know I love unicorns. I love it.
I love unicorns.
I like unicorns. I always have one as well. For me, it's a symbol of innocence and purity. But
Yeah.
y'all don't give a shit. Y'all can think it means the devil.
Am I now demonic because I love fucking unicorns and I love kawaii and I love like little pastel?
I'm telling you, mnemonic.
I'm not a girly girl in the sense of but I love kawaii, and part of kawaii is I love tokidoki. I don't know how many of y'all know what tokidoki is.
Trying to say, what are you wearing and embarrassing me for wearing something that signifies royalty and honor, that's not a joke. So maybe in the next hate edit, you can run it through somebody who has any type of sense. It's really just common sense. Suffice it to say that it's getting really difficult to keep up with what version of the story she wants to tell and with what version of Lima she wants to be.
What the fuck's Bitcoin headquarters?
She's sort of got this somber, like, little bit aggressive, confrontational kind of, I don't know, area about her.
There's been a lot of misinformation spread about Amanda, about Larry, about myself and you. Of just people kind of trying to make entertainment out of the situation, taking people's pain and turning it into like views and clicks.
Completely different colors, completely different look, the hair's different, the makeup's different.
So I'm the one that edited this video together. I try to keep it funny.
Despite making light of the situation in this video,
The way she speaks, intentional choices are all different. The way she speaks, the way she acts, the words Lima told you. And Mark told you on these videos over the past years, and just compare them to one another.
people kind of trying to make entertainment out of the situation, despite making light of the situation in this video.
Facts ain't defamation.
Damn, son.
They're not
So
real.
there's another video coming up after this. There's like a whole series.
My sisters have each been to over 60 treatment centers.
Okay, now this is the one that I watched. This shit is crazy. Pay attention. See, I can understand if there was like one weird situation that this like chick was involved in, but it's not. It's like 3 really weird situations plus like the VR stuff. It's weird.
Work. The test results are in. What does it say?
What up, by the way, one voter? Hope you're doing well.
You were fine.
I've been seeing you around.
After 3.5 years, my sisters were finally properly diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder.
Yes, that was your old head. This is your new head. We're just gonna touch it up. It won't take long. I just didn't plan on changing this much today. I think that's enough. We're professionals. Well, it'll all be worth it when you see the new you. You could be our triplet.
I started Aura because my sisters, who are identical twins, have had some mental health struggles. They threatened to arrest my sisters, and I was on the phone listening to all of this. And then as soon as that happened, their alters switched.
A desperate search is underway for a woman who went missing in West Hollywood. Dahlia Takali was last seen yesterday around 5 p.m. on North Genesee Avenue near Santa Monica Boulevard.
And
I'm watching these on like 1.5 speed because we're trying to like, you know.
once they started to seek treatment is when it all went downhill from there.
Takali's family is very concerned for her well-being and is asking for your help.
Who are these people? A habeas corpus has to do with producing the body. Where's the body? Where are Dahlia and Dia? Where are they? So over the course of my investigation, there were some parts of this that were very important that I needed to get out first. But there was some other stuff that I found out while I was watching the Mark Leita videos that really just left me with a lot more questions than answers. Let's get into one of those little sidebars right now. So at one point for sure, but I think it was many points in time over the course of Lima showing up on Soft White Underbelly, she mentioned her sisters.
Our father, growing up, was very abusive to my sisters and I. And my mom left when I was about 5 years old and my sisters were around 3 years old. My sisters didn't remember any of the trauma, but I had I remembered everything. And my sisters were the poster children for the perfect child.
She said her sisters are identical twins.
They were identical twins. They were athletes. They had straight A's.
And they suffer with a lot of mental health problems, apparently.
They had no recollection of the trauma. And then roughly within their mid-20s, they began to hear voices.
She says that they were falsely or incorrectly diagnosed, discloses their medical conditions.
Once they started to seek treatment is when it all went downhill from there. They were told that they were schizophrenic, which is not the case. At the beginning, they were prescribed antipsychotics, misdiagnosed for about 3 years.
They were falsely or incorrectly diagnosed with like schizophrenia or something,
Yikes.
and then later were correctly diagnosed with instead dissociative identity.
That's scary, dude.
Personality around the ages of between 7 to 9 in normal development. But if there is repeated or severe trauma before that age, then the brain can say, well, I can't deal with this. This cannot be my life, and we would not be able to survive if I was aware of this. So this trauma, along with the ability to dissociate to a high level and having disorganized attachments to your primary caregivers, prevents one personality from fully integrating because the amnesia that goes up to keep that trauma away. And that's why if you have the ID, you have multiple personalities rather than one singular one.
So she goes on Mark Leita's channel, says that both of these twin sisters have DID.
My sisters were finally properly diagnosed with dissociative identity
Which
disorder.
is
She also
highly, like, that's crazy. Like, the probability of that is, it's unlikely. Like, that is extremely, like, unlikely that both girls
Would have it?
just, that's just crazy. That's not, it's very unlikely.
other things about them. For example, they had this YouTube channel.
My sisters had a very successful YouTube channel. Their career was on the up and rising.
My channel is Dahlia and Dia. That's Dahlia and Dia, and we do surreal scripted shorts is how we describe it.
YouTube.com/?
Dahlia and Dia. Oh, actually, it's still chat 108, but we're changing it. So you just need to search Dahlia and Dia, and you will find us.
And once they started to seek treatment is when it all went downhill from there. I started Aura because my sisters, who are identical twins, have had some mental health struggles. There was an incident where I went to a friend's wedding in Chicago, and I was living and taking care of my sisters at the time. I was going for a few days, and I got a phone call from my sisters that they were having seizures and they couldn't stop. And at the time, I didn't know what these seizures were, but I found out that they are called pseudo seizures. They're caused by severe psychological and mental distress. I ended up video.
Let's look up what this is. Pseudo seizures. Pseudo seizures.
Muscle twitch.
An older term for events that appear to be epileptic seizures, but in fact do not represent the manifestation of abnormal excessive synchronous cortical activity, which defines epileptic seizures. They are not a variation of epilepsy, but are of psychiatric origin. But their cause is psychological. So it's fake seizures. It's fake. They're fake seizures. Okay. It's not caused by abnormal brain electric activity. They mimic or can appear like epileptic seizures, but their cause is psychological. So it's fake seizures. It's fake. They're fake seizures. That's cool.
Calling them for about 9 hours. I was trying to convince them to let me call the police. So I'd be interacting with the people at the wedding and smiling and acting like everything was okay. And then I'd go into the room and I would check my phone because both my mom and I were on this video call for 9 hours. Eventually, they agreed to let me call the police because, of course, having additional people there could make the pseudo seizures even worse. So once they agreed to that, I called the police and I thought that everything would be okay. And my sisters thought immediately, or the police thought immediately, that my sisters were faking it because it didn't look like a seizure that they knew. They threatened to arrest my sisters, and I was on the phone listening to all of this. And then as soon as that happened, their alters switched, and then the police didn't even understand what dissociative identity disorder was, and they thought that they were faking it, and they were just calling 911 to mess around. And so I spent another 2 hours that day on the phone with police trying to get them to release my sisters because they wanted to arrest them for abusing 911 and faking this. And so this has also happened at numerous hospitals where staff just thinks that if they've gone in because they're afraid of what's going on with them mentally, the staff is not really trained in the emergency room to handle mental
Look at these twins YouTube channel. I can't describe it as anything other than a little bit unsettling.
Hey everyone, this is our new YouTube channel. Make sure you keep watching because we're gonna have lots of really good videos coming up.
Wow.
It's gonna be really good. Keep watching. Move on.
So as I'm watching these videos,
Whoa.
they're very well made. There's great lighting. I mean, I kind of know a little bit about what goes into making a YouTube video, and it seems like they really have a good understanding of all of this cinematography.
You're watching Chloe 911. Comes the latest installment of the prosthetic family line. Chloe for president. Times are changing.
Like, they got sets and shit. Like, where did they get all this? They have 12,000 subscribers. This video at the time had 11,000 and there's only 15,000 views. Like,
That's great.